Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Ian with AI comment grading. I haven't done one of these yet, so I figured it was time. Um, this is going to be a video about how to use the app, just the basics of that, and I'm going to talk about some new features in 1.4.0 that was released a little bit before 1 p.m. Mountain Time today, August the 4th. So with that said, I'm going to get into it. Here we go.
All right, so I'm going to make a video about release 1.4.0 that came out today, August the 4th of 2026, and I've not shot one of these videos before, so this is a best attempt. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to grade this because I got 3 of these. So I'm going to put one of these on eBay, and we're going to go over the new QR code certification feature. So basically, in the history, after you grade a book, you'll be able to print a certification that you can throw in the back of the bag and board once, if you were trying to sell something online. I buy books online and I sell books online. So for me, I can use the tool to grade my own stuff if I want, to grade the stuff that gets sent to me, or to grade the stuff that I'm trying to get rid of to, make sure someone else gets to enjoy it and gets a grade that's done by a computer, not a human. So, I've said before, the computer doesn't really care about your book, it's just supposed to grade it. So, we're going to try version 1.4 and go over just an actual grading of the book. So, this part I'm zoomed in, rather, I pulled my phone out pretty far to get the cover, both the front and the back cover. And then I angle the book like this as I'm trying to get the corner shots. So I'm trying to eliminate shadows, trying to make sure I have good even lighting. And once I have that, it's a top-down shot. We're going to do that for all 4 of the corner shots that get snapped in. So we'll do that again. We'll do that down here. I'm going to fast forward this part on the video, I think, because this is kind of self-explanatory. But when I get to the spine, that'll be a different shot. So, well, we're there already. So now I have to stop the camera and change the placement a bit. So we'll do that next. All right, so I have this camera that's not quite in a good spot, but we're gonna try my best. I don't know why I keep saying we. I'm just trying to do this by myself here. Um, so what I'm doing is aligning the spine of the book right like that. So it's at the edge of the table. It's at the edge of my magazine backing board. Um, I just hit the wrong thing for the top half, so I'm only going to do the bottom half right now. And of course, it's not in the shot. So let me move this a bit. The idea is to take the picture from this angle, and I'm going to come back and do a retake when I get the photo check at the next part. So let me shift this more. I'll have to edit this on the video. So yeah, I think I'm in frame now. So anyway, I'm trying to get the second half, or rather the bottom half of the book at the side angle. All right, so I'm resuming this. We're at the back cover now. So again, this is a very high shot compared to the others. Move this into the frame. All right, so we're doing that. All right, so now we're onto the interior pages. What this is doing is really, it's kind of just setting a baseline. Um, is there anything crazy going on with off-white, or panning pages or anything like that. So this is a 9.8, I'm pretty sure. But I also know that I missed the top spine cover or spine photo. So the next screen, I'm going to be prompted to retake that photo. So actually after this screen, this is just a check for what the camera cannot see. And so it's asking for feedback regarding these questions. So, on the inside of the book, does it have any of these things? What's the state of it? And so those questions default where it's a newer book where they're not necessarily valid, but for older books that have interior issues or may be questionable, this is a good thing to go through. So I do expect to get a prompt about retaking the top half of the spine because I missed that picture earlier on. And that should come up here pretty shortly. Oh, so I actually have two issues, both photos for the spine. So I didn't know I would have an issue with the bottom half, but that means we're going to be retaking these. So I'm going to change the camera angle again. All right. So unlock my phone. So we're at this screen again of needing to retake some photos. So we're going to do that again. And this time I'm going to try to actually put the picture in the frame. That would be helpful. So I'm just trying to really get the top half of the spine, really find the midpoint. So my camera is not focusing on the other camera correctly. Let's try to, so the phone that's in my hand is actually in focus very well right now. I don't think it's coming through on the video that I'm shooting though. So let me try to see if I can tell it. Oh shit. Yeah, we'll just go for it. I'm gonna hope this just shows up later on. So anyway, I'm taking this. It's gonna realize, okay, so that's the top half. Move this in here, retake. Take the bottom half. So hopefully that works. I'm going to move the camera back to the other angle because it's better. All right, so now we're back to the more reasonable camera angle. Hopefully the corrected photos are sufficient. We're going to do another check on them, and then we'll go ahead and submit this. So, oh, I got myself a 9.8 anyway. All right. So it didn't notice this little corner thing. I guess that's probably not that big a deal. We can take a look. Realistically, it's probably correct. It's a bit of a bindery tear. Yeah, so anyway, that's within the acceptable range, it says. So yeah, is it terminal number 2? Yeah, it looks right. I'm just saying that, and that's helpful for training purposes. I think it did a good job. I'm sending myself some feedback, and I'm going to go back to the home screen. So I've used one of my free credits for the day already, but the point is, in version 1.4.0, I have this cert history, and like I said, I'm going to try to sell this on eBay. I already graded it. I have a cert number now, and so when I create my listing, I'll be including the cert number and the printout that I'm going to create with the app now. So here's a review of what the grade was, why it got what it got. But when you print certs, I happen to have a thermal printer, and I have a regular 8.5 by 11 paper inkjet printer. So on this, I don't have the thermal printer installed on Android. So I'll probably switch back to my iPhone for that piece, but I'm just going to print a regular 8.5 by 11 for the purposes of this demo. So we'll do print. I'm only going to print one cert, but it is formatted to fit 4 of them per page. And so we're going to do a letter sheet. And this is meant to be an inexpensive solution. This isn't going to require you to go buy anything extra, just regular paper if you have a laser jet, or, your printer at work, or an inkjet, or, whatever you have available that you can connect to from your phone. You can print to it. So I'm going to print to this HP. It's going to give me a print preview. This is the Android version anyway. So I'm going to put the phone down while I go get the printout. All right, so I'm coming back. This is the printout. And originally, when I was working on this, I had some lines that went this way and divided it out, but I decided I didn't like the lines. And I removed them so that if I wanted to cut it really tight to the ink, I can do that, and not just kind of tell people where they have to cut their own paper. So it was something I removed on purpose. But anyway, my intention at this point, I'm just going to cut this out, and if so inclined, and I could print 4 of these on one sheet. So like I showed you, it's totally accommodating of printing more than one of these at a time. But now when I go to make my listing on eBay, I can actually include a printout of that, and then I'll throw this in the back of the bag with the book. So it'll be behind the backing board and between the backing board and the actual back of the bag. And I'm going to throw this in there with my book. And, it's an extra service to buyers. If they want to see what happened, they're welcome to. They're not, required to take my word for it, or the word of the AI for it, rather. So, it's kind of like any other grading company. It's only what you make of it. So that's the end of this piece of the video. I'm probably going to have to say something else or say something less, and I'm sure I'm going to have to make some edits.